most likely from some previous inspection that you guys did. Either one of you can say whether this is at least what your observation was as of the last times that you were in the building will be sufficient if there's not gonna be anyone here who's gonna be countering, you know, this testimony, so.
The owner is here.
That's fine.
Okay.
Failed, as far as you know, is a failed or inoperable septic system in leach field. I think you just mentioned as far as.
Sitting on the front lawn all apart, hasn't been assembled properly.
Okay. And what about, so the foundation is inadequate, or you're not able to determine what repairs have been made, if they've been adequate or not?
Since I haven't been in there, I cannot go.
Okay, all right. And what about deflection, spalling and cracking of exterior chimneys indicative of masonry failure and structural hazards? Is that an observation you can make from the outside?
I really need to be a little closer, basically on the property to do it. I can.
Are there gaps in the exterior windows and doors?
He has replaced some of the windows. I don't know exactly how many, and they replaced the front door, as I recall. But the rest of it, I don't know, because you got a nice little sign out there that says no trespassing, so.
Last time you were in there, were there significant levels of moisture and I guess biological growth on the poster and kitchen ceilings constituting a health hazard?
The last time I was in there, that is correct.
Okay. Breach in the interior chimney, creating wood smoke to enter the living areas.
That was correct at the time I was there, yes.
Sagging roof ridge, indicating missing or damaged structural elements of the building, suggesting the building is structurally compromised or unsound.
Looking from the exterior, I still see it. No.
Sagging and sloping interior floors, indicating missing or degrading structural members and suggesting the building is structurally unsound.
I haven't been in to check.
Was that the case the last time you were in there?
Yes.
And deflected support columns in the rear porch, indicating the porch is structurally unsound?
Last time I was there, yes.
Okay, and you haven't been allowed to see whether there have been any improvements or provided any evidence or information that any of those conditions that I mentioned have been improved on?
Correct, I don't have evidence to counter that, so.
He's made some improvements, like put windows in it and stuff, but as far as the interior go, I haven't been in there, it's been over a year.
Yeah, it's been 14 months probably.
I mean, 10-minute visit, we could answer all these questions, but.
Okay. That's all I have, that's all I have.
Okay. You want to?
Sure. So, the first thing is, on that dangerous building order, you guys keep saying that you're not getting me confused, but my dad's name is on the paperwork. I got the address for being served is my father's address too. So you guys are still getting me confused with my father. I don't know how you guys are actually figuring that out. On the dangerous building order that you guys originally gave me, reading you over said that I agree that there's foundation, structural, inconsistencies with the foundation. So that means if I sign that means all the work I've done, I'm saying there's problems with that. And I still couldn't sign it anyways, because my name ain't even on, it's my father's name. Okay, so that was one, I mean, and then we talked about having an inspection at the end, and then somewhere on the form it said that it was, basically have an inspection, and then it was up to the town manager or not to extend it or not to go forward until the end of August. So that was a lot of my concerning of that. So I do not live at 46 Weber Pond Road. I never owned that. That's my father's and my mother's address. So I don't know where you guys are getting that. And I'm not Olin J. Charette. So I don't know how you guys are still getting that confused, because I brought that up numerous times. So I don't know if you guys do think I'm my father or not, but that is something that still I've addressed many times. So I don't know if you guys been by, but this is what the front looks like and some of the other pictures around. So I don't know if this is anything that you guys been by lately or anything like that. So, at one time I did talk to Greg about Mark. Greg says Mark no longer does any engineering, doesn't do that, doesn't look at stuff like that, not available, won't be available, or any of that.
I didn't tell you that.
Yes, you did,
No, I didn't.
with the town manager in that meeting we had.
I don't agree with you.
Remember, you guys, one of you guys was supposed to be there at the meeting, you guys said that one of you guys was gonna be there at that meeting. And, but yeah, we had that discussion, and Greg says, no, it wasn't, yeah, Mark does not do that type of work, he ain't available, he
That's what
won't
he
be
does for a
available.
full-time job. I mean, I would have no provocation to say that
Okay.
whatsoever.
Okay.
Okay, so I do have another question, okay, so here's some photos here, okay? And if mine constitutes a dangerous building, explain to me how, we've been in here many times on this, and we have, all these, deficiencies.
And I think we explained that to you before, we can't do them all at once for our budget, legal cost, and Greg's time. So we're taking them as they come, and yours is one that we've been working with for over 2 years.
Okay, so a lot of these been way before we even, took onto the property.
And we've been working on them. Maybe not to the point that we've gotten with you, but maybe we have working plans with them. But we are working as code enforcement and a board to make sure that our community is safe. And we've explained that to you before. You and I've had that conversation
Oh,
before.
okay, so you have somebody that's working and trying to do, and, all these here don't look like there has been a lot of, rectifying, as I should say.
I can assure you, some of these are in the works as we speak. So
Okay.
that's what I'm
So,
saying.
and I mean, I only drove around for a half an hour, I mean, I still got another 100 photos at the, house.
That's fine, that's kinda weird, but anyway,
To be fair, the point of this hearing is just
A
only
dangerous
to
building.
determine whether this property is a dangerous building
Mhm.
or not, and that those other properties are not really part of what we're talking about tonight.
I mean, this is excuse me, this started almost 3 years ago. We had Jason on the board when we first started this. Greg came to us with a dangerous building issue, which is your building, and we came to an agreement. If my memory serves me correct, you wanted 6 months, we gave you a year.
Okay, so,
Hold on.
yeah, go ahead.
That year came and gone. Greg was still concerned about it. We got into another agreement. We pushed, again, you wanted X amount
Yeah.
of time. We always, anytime we come into an agreement, we always made it longer.
Yeah.
Just for the fact that, to try to get, and that's with anybody that comes to
Yeah.
us. That came and gone. Greg's coming to us again. So this is an ongoing thing with this dangerous building. You absolutely have made progress. You know, but in the 3 years, you know, we hope you would have made progress. Christine and I, on 2 separate occasions, came down to try to talk to you. Lights were on, radio, I think there was a radio, but nobody was there. We knocked, obviously we didn't go in, back this spring. So he's frustrated. He's come to us several occasions over these past few months. Can't get a hold of you, trying to set up a time to get in and take a look at it, especially downstairs. That was one of the biggest concerns, was the foundation. So he comes in, expresses his concern. We get frustrated because there is a lack of communication. Now, if you're getting the wrong, if we have the wrong address and the wrong name, any address I've ever seen come through our desk has been 10 Searles Mills Road. I've never seen anything on Weber Pond. Never heard of anything on Weber Pond. I get it, I believe you. But
So-
if you're getting, if you're saying that that's wrong, I mean, are you?
This is my father. This is what I keep saying, is we're getting, somebody's upset at the whole thing. Greg has an issue with me or something. What Greg tells you and what happens with me is too different. And I explained that last time. And, there's something, yeah, it says it right here. I mean, I don't understand how you guys are getting it messed up. I mean, it's coming from you guys. So if there's no connection with my father, then I don't understand why this is still happening.
And again, I've never heard of that address. Greg, where would we get that address?
Ask him what the deputy told him when he got served.
What did the deputy tell you?
I said his address to my father. My father lives over at the other building.
Okay,
Because it's
So
been
I can-
served to it says right here, 46 Weber Pond Road.
okay,
And he says, no, he goes, that's, cause he was here for another matter for me, so, that's how, he was at the Vassarboro shop, so that's how he actually was to see me for something else, okay?
okay, so.
But
you're-
yeah, I did tell him to go bring it back, because it has, my dad's address and the name on it.
But, okay, that's just for serving. Okay, you got the papers which ask you, that's to tell you and notify you to be here tonight, and so one way or another,
Correct.
you did find out about that, right?
Right, but I'm saying, I'm keeping
And
confused.
what's your
from my
middle
own-
initial if it isn't J? Is your
It's
first
C.
name?
My
Okay,
first name's
so we'll
Golden.
fix it to say Golden C Charette, that's fine. And is ABC Fuels, is that your company that owns
Yes.
this building?
Yes.
Okay, so that rest of it's fine. You got the middle initial, we'll change the middle initial if you go through it tonight, okay?
So at the end of the day, if they tried to make arrangements to get in there to meet with you, to, move forward, be communicative, why can't they get in there and meet with you?
Okay, so first of all, when I asked about Mark, no. So it's always underhanded with something. We talk about things and then Greg comes here and says, they wanted a time frame. Okay, for you guys, so we did up the list and Greg basically says, just make sure it's in the day before for the meeting so I can have it. So I came and I dropped it off. Then Greg comes here, yeah, I got this last minute, it was in my mailbox. Well, I did what he said. Then he comes to the meeting and says, geez, I don't know how the house is standing. He took the steel beams out from underneath the house and all that. Well, if the house didn't come with steel beams and was sitting on a foundation, and I put steel beams to support the house on cribbing, the cribbing don't need to be there. It's like having a car jack your car with tires on. Once you put your tire back on, you don't need the jack underneath it. So he says that at the meeting. Me and Greg has issues.
Okay,
And I explained that, and that was why one of you guys was going to be at one of the meeting, at the last meeting. And what I'll do is I'll get an engineer to come look at the foundation. I'll hire an engineer and come look at the foundation.
Let me ask you some questions. What's the status of the septic system?
Well, weather permitting's gotta be one thing, can't put it in the rain.
You do not have a.
No, I do not have a walking
You do not
septic,
have-
no.
Okay.
does he have a permit?
Yes.
How good's that last? How long?
I'd have to look it up. I don't know how long, it's been way over a year.
Yeah, so I think it's 4 more
So
months
you
on it.
have done
months.
some work on the foundation and you believe the
It's
foundation?
got a brand new foundation. So the footing, the state is, what's the minimum footing size for the state? So it was 8" by 12" for a footing size. My footing is 16" 2 feet, 2 number 4 rebars. I fill my cinder blocks every 4 feet, number 4 rebar with cross supports in the thing.
Okay, so
So,
no confirmation potentially has fixed the foundation. But we don't
so
know.
the chimney's been completely removed. You can see
Okay.
that from the outside. And the back porch has been removed.
The chimney's gone.
Gone.
And is the roof where the chimney was,
It's
used to be, what's there?
remetal.
What about windows and doors?
I have a couple more I'm changing out on the north side.
And is there still moisture or mildew, mold, anything like that in the house?
No, we removed all the drywall for that.
What about the problem with the chimney allowing wood smoke to enter into the living area?
There's no chimneys.
Okay, it's gone.
Chimneys are all removed.
What have you done to the roof?
The roof, I haven't done nothing with the roof. When Mark went up there, he looked at all the
Okay,
structural
so-
supports and says
so
the
there's-
structural supports was sound when he was in there.
Okay, that's,
As good as it can be, I mean, still a sag,
couldn't get off.
Okay, roof is sagging, but the structural support,
I didn't see any, some, noticeable failures in the tree.
floors, have you done anything to the internal, the floors on the inside?
Well, we've been jacking and we got posts and stuff in that, so.
So are you prepared to have these guys come in and do a proper inspection so that the board can determine once and for all whether these things have been done properly?
Would you agree?
I mean, I would prefer just to hire my own engineer at this point.
But the point here is that this select board needs to know, be confirmed, one way or another, whether all this work has been done to bring this up to speed. And right now, there seems to be,
All right, I'll bring
There's
some
a
pictures
question.
in. I'll bring pictures in the,
Well, I don't think pitches are
I don't
gonna,
think they're
the
gonna.
pictures ain't gonna show,
The outside
chimneys or
pictures.
anything like that.
the outside pitches, what you just showed us here, those two pitches, you have done since the last time we were there, that's 100% better. They wanna get inside.
Well, I think if you're gonna hire an engineer, then I suggest that you have the engineer, but you also allow one of these members of code enforcement to be present when the engineer is there, and if according to the engineer and according to the code enforcement, then enough improvements have been made, then I'm sure they're not gonna find it's a dangerous building, but you're not, otherwise, this just bringing just a couple pictures like this and not letting people in is not sufficient to resolve this issue. This, my view is that should happen in a very short amount of time.
If you do an engineer, which is great, I love that idea, structural engineer licensed in the state of Maine to do analysis of your foundation and the carrying members of the floor, that'd be great. Cause that would put them at ease if it was
You already came and looked at, it, so all I have to do is get the foundation.
the
Correct.
foundation to ensure that the structural members holding up the cross members holding up the floor,
Yeah,
from a structural engineer licensed in the state of Maine.
so you're not licensed,
I am-
you should never have looked at to
No,
begin with, is
that's
what you're
just, that is
saying?
different. I'm not a structural engineer licensed, but I do have experience. There's a difference, and as a code enforcement officer, I'm allowed to do that. But a structural engineer looking at all the connections is the way to go. Because I did not put my stamp on any of those designs or any of that installation.
So are you gonna let these guys,
So-
are you gonna let them come do an inspection? The other thing I'll say is, we'll just go get the administrative search warrant so they can come in, and then they're gonna be able to inspect as they want. You know, we haven't gotten it, but we can get that.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
so
I'm
they're
not a
not just
danger to the
allowing-
public, correct? The house is not a danger to the public.
That's not the standard. Okay. Standard is whether or not it's a dangerous building, okay, and whether it can be used for its function as a residence, which clearly it can't be at this point and hasn't been able to for years. You know, it sounds like you're doing some work on it, and if it's making real progress and some of these structural issues are resolved, then maybe they'll allow you to keep working on it, okay? But right now, by not letting people in and not getting the engineer or whatever it is, that's not helping you get more time to be able to get this stuff done. That's the way I look at it.
So then what was the purpose of him coming in the property to begin with, when I asked?
When did you ask?
Well, at the beginning, you said I could not start the property until the engineer came into the property.
Yeah, and I have experience and have education on building construction and foundation
Okay.
construction and methods.
So Greg no longer says you do any of that type of stuff no more.
I don't know where you got that from. I
He
would
and I
never say
talk
that.
every week, and I don't know how he would come up with that, because that's my job.
That's what he does for a living.
Well, then why would you say that, Greg?
I don't recall ever saying anything like that. I don't know why I would. Because when I get into situations like this, Mark is the expert, okay? That's why I have him there, because he is the expert.
Now, Greg could have said I'm busy, which I am.
Well, I never expected to see you after listening to Greg here on that.
Okay.
What I said to you,
This argument is pointless.
Alright,
This is a
so-
code, he's got this is someone who's, you know, working on behalf of the town, and we trust that he has the expertise to be able to deal with this, okay? So, the question only right now is, are you gonna get an engineer, or are you gonna allow these guys to do an inspection, or not? Are we gonna have to get an administrative search warrant, or do you just wanna let them, you know, vote on this tonight and decide whether they think it's a dangerous building, because there's already been admission that at least some of these things haven't been done. So I'm trying to give you a lifeline here by saying, get an inspection, let the engineer go in, let these guys go in, and then report back in a short amount of time to the town. They don't wanna have to make you tear your building down, but that's what this is about tonight, okay, is years.
It's been long enough.
Okay.
And I remember the first meeting we were at, I wasn't on the board yet, and you said, by Thanksgiving, you'd have the building ready to move in, now you pay $10,000 fine. We're talking 3-4 years ago. So, we've been more than lenient with you, and the fact that you're not letting anybody in to see your building is very suspicious to me. So when we try to.
Well, I said that at the very beginning when we talked, remember that? That I didn't want nobody in the building to begin with.
Why?
Why? How many people do you invite into your house?
If it's for the town to be able to live there, yeah, you come in.
And I have issues with Greg, why would I
Then
do?
why don't you ask one of us to go with you, or the sheriff's department? or
Well, one
something?
of you guys was going to be at the last meeting, with the town manager and Greg.
I didn't know about this.
I
The
don't-
last meeting, where you were supposed to be at, you weren't here.
Greg asked if I was going to be there and I had stuff happening. He
Well,
never
that's
said
not
it was,
my- that's not
said
my
I had to be there.
Right.
He just asked, when am I going to be at the
Phone
next
call
meeting?
down,
So
manager.
this is the conflict we're getting.
Okay,
I think I'm going to go seek legal counsel.
see what?
I'm gonna go seek legal counsel.
Okay,
So I'm not,
so you wanna end it right now,
I'm going to end it right now.
okay?
I'm gonna seek legal counsel.
Well, that's just the public hearing, you guys can decide.
Okay, all right.
There's an
So-
order on your agenda tonight, and you can make a decision how you wanna handle it.
Okay, so I'll make a motion at 6:40 to, end the public hearing on the dangerous building. We need a second. A motion and a second, any public comment? All in favor? Okay. We're gonna move to, item, adjustments to the agenda.
I do, I have an addition for number 8 for 4 appointments to the planning board.
Number 8.
I'm sorry, number 9, yes.
Okay.
Number 9, 4 appointments to the planning board, which would be John Bennett III, Rachel Bornier, Sean Spillane, and Catherine Temple.
Okay, item 6, consent agenda. Item A, AP warrant number 32 in the amount of $317,372.75. Item B, AP warrant number 33 in the amount of
19.
$19. Item C, AP warrant number 34 in the amount of $27,351.87. Item D, payroll warrant week number 21 in the amount of $3,921.72. Item E, payroll warrant week number 22, the amount of $3,913.76. Item F, payroll warrant week number 23, the amount of $5,339.29. Item G, payroll warrant week number 24 in the amount of $5,474.86. Item H, minutes of the May 28th, 2025 Selectboard meeting.
Yes.
Item I, minutes of the May 14th, 2025 Selectboard meeting. Item J, AP warrant number 35 in the amount of $299,119.76. And item K, AP warrant number 36 in the amount of $5,189. The minutes, were we all there? I may have missed one of those.
You were absent at the 14th meeting.
Okay. So I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, J, and K as read. A motion and a second. Any public comment? All in favor? And I need someone to make a motion on I.
Make a motion to approve I, minutes of May 14th, 2025 select board meeting. Second. Public comment? All in favor?
I'll abstain. I was not here. All right. Thank you for that. All right, new items. Do we want to do the dangerous building, or are we just gonna pass that? What do you wanna do?
It's up to you, I mean, there's evidence here regarding these items, there's been, a modest effort to counter some of them, but didn't allow anyone in, obviously, to do inspections, and doesn't wanna let anybody in to do an inspection. Was notified of this hearing and what it was about, didn't bring any engineering reports or anything, has admitted a number of the things that were on the list, and denied some of the other ones. It's up to you, I mean, if you wanna get a warrant, you wanna get an administrative search warrant, and go in there and have this checked out, or do you feel that you wanna move on this tonight, and give them whatever reasonable time you want to finalize it, get things done properly?
Well, it's my opinion, I mean, I like the pictures, he obviously has shown, I mean, there's a big, I don't travel that road a lot, so I don't look at that building, but the last time I looked at the building, I think it was you and I when we went over, and from that time to those pictures, it's a vast improvement, the outside. He is making the effort. I would rather not get into, a forcible, that's just not to me, it's not the way to do it. We gotta be on talking terms and try to come to a solution on getting into the building so these guys are satisfied, so that this case moves forward. Not case, but his project. So,
I suggest you table it for like 60 days. In the meantime, either come forward with an engineering report showing that all these issues have been dealt with, and or get an administrative warrant so that codes can go in and actually take a look at it. It really wouldn't be that difficult to get that administrative warrant,
Pretty easy.
It's no big deal. So, I mean, table it for 60 days. I agree, you don't wanna, probably don't wanna order its demolition until you're, we're sure that these issues have been resolved and some progress is being made, I guess.
okay,
So,
Jake,
it's up to you,
I mean,
that's my
I get
suggestion.
the whole aspect of it, but the fact that we're getting run around here and we're playing, I think, in childish games, and not letting anybody in to see, we get our information to move forward with is, and not to be make a dangerous building. I mean, we've been more than lenient, and I'm fine with making a dangerous building moving forward.
Yeah, that's up to you guys to entirely decide how you wanna handle this, tonight, obviously.
Sharon?
It's just hard because in the beginning, you wanted to work with us, you were more than pleasurable, we kept extending times. If you have an issue with somebody, there are ways to work around that. Do I wanna make this a dangerous building? And then have you do all your stuff extra? I mean, I don't know.
I really don't wanna table it for 2 months. I would rather you let somebody in and take a look at it. That's the whole problem right here, right now. If you'll allow these guys to at least
They're both here right now.
look
Get
at
out right
it.
now.
The sheriff's department's here, escort, why don't you all go? And you can do it right now. If everything's up to board and you're certain it's gonna pass, and you have nothing to hide, we've been more than lenient with you. Cause it's been going on for 3 years. We have the people in the place, you're here, they're here, the sheriff is here, why don't we go today? And then they can come back, you can come back, and we can make this a decision tonight.
Yeah, I'm not
That's
doing
where
it
I'm
tonight.
going.
Yeah.
Then I say I'm doing a dangerous building. You don't wanna work with us,
Are you living there, Owen?
Am I living in the house? No.
Yes. Is there anybody living in the house?
No.
Okay, that's on record, correct?
yes, it's being recorded.
I never said anybody was living in the house.
I was just asking you.
But if you're not willing to work with us, I think we've extended that to you multiple times on multiple occasions, and you've left here happy. And we've given you more time. If you're not willing to do this tonight, for whatever the cost is, you don't want Greg to go, fine, Mark can go, the sheriff can go,
Me and Mark, let's go.
with the sheriff.
You good with that?
Yep, me and Mark can go.
You want with that, Mark?
I'll
And
make-
you'll come back and report to us?
You get a flashlight. Huh? Get a flashlight?
All right, so I'm gonna make a motion to table this, to possibly at the end of this meeting.
I'll hang out.
Thank you.
You
Alright.
guys should
Need
go.
you both.
There you go.
Motion for that.
Sure. We'll go with them?
Yeah, I'll go with, let me stop.
He may not allow you on the property, Greg.
No, he's gonna tell them that
Sure, I'll
he
do.
wants to go.
Oh, okay. Do I need a motion to?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna pass over that. All right, item 2, George Moody, 15 Quail Run. We have Mr. Moody here.
Well, I'm not Mr. Moody that lives there.
No, we
Right.
know that. Yeah.
Mr. Moody asked to be on the agenda to speak to this board in regards to his father's property, so I put him as an agenda item instead of speaking under public
Okay.
participation.
So as you know, we've been trying to get your father to clean up. Been an ongoing problem for quite a few years,
For a decade or so.
quite a while. So, what are your thoughts? What do you suggest to us?
Just call me when the time comes.
No, that's not gonna take as long because he's changed his mind completely and won't let anybody in.
Okay, we're still, let me handle this.
Wait a minute, I can wait a minute.
No, we're gonna handle this, and then we'll come
Benny
back.
along that.
Yes,
How I came involved, well, other than being the son, last fall, my dad told me that there were some legal things going on, he'd been served, I can't remember exactly, there's a fine on the property because of the state that it's in.
actually, hold on to that. Where do we stand right now with that? As far as,
We already have the judgment.
meaning what?
I don't know the exact
Over
figure.
$90,000.
I think I was here at that meeting.
Yeah, it's like 81,000 or maybe that's not.
I think it's 90,000 and we have the right to go in and take care of everything. But I talked to George and he wanted to come in here and try to work out some sort of solution.
I don't even know what that's gonna be, but last fall, I became aware of this. I came in, I said, well, if I can take ownership of the land and try and bring it up to where it could be presentable. After I talked to my lawyer with the legal actions and the other state, my lawyer's like, no, don't get into this, don't do this. So then I worked with the town, if we could meet some different, kind of like timelines, get rid of some vehicles, get rid of some of the trash, the junk, and then also one of the mobile homes that's there. And that's the bigger thing right now is that mobile home, and I've done my research on myself, my dad, getting a couple dumpsters in there with an excavator. That's gonna be $6,000, and having to dump guys or somebody like that, it's like 8,000 or 9,000. So that's the issue, is getting rid of that, because that's taking up a huge part of the property, where then if I brought in a dumpster, I could do some other stuff, and I'd like to. But I'm also, as you guys know, I'm trying to work with my dad, and that's not the easiest thing in the world. Because it's him, and there's also some mental illness in there. I mean, it's what I do for a living, but so when you feel with a father also, with the hoarding and all that, it's been really difficult. I didn't know if the town had resources to help with these things,
Is it just your dad there?
yes. Yeah, my mom passed away 3 years ago.
And your sister's no longer living there?
No, she was at, Lewiston, Auburn area.
What resource would we use if we were to put some roll-offs, get somebody down there with an excavator? So, first of all, is your father okay with us coming in and cleaning it the way we need to clean it?
Yes, yes.
He is.
Yes, yeah, because he's willing to give me ownership of the land, and if the land got cleaned or whatever, I would then step in. I would then take ownership of the land, and I would not let my dad do any. I've had numerous conversations with Greg, and you can come see my house anytime you want. I live a different life, and just trying to help.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep, absolutely. So the thing that, my only concern is if we
Set a precedent.
Well, and that's what I'm kinda worried about, what he's, you know,
I'm
you
not
took
looking-
care of
I'm-
15
I'm not looking for the whole thing. like,
No, no,
thing
no,
or
no,
anything.
I know.
I'm willing to put some money into this to also help and do that.
To have somebody clean that up, Mike, and based on everyone I've been involved with around the area, probably talking 30, 40 grand.
That's what I come up with.
Yeah, and that's difficult to come up with.
Yes.
You know, I mean, you obviously would lien the property and whatever, but, you know, $5,000 or $6,000 is one thing, but, I mean, that's a pretty large, so he's paying his taxes are up to date,
I believe so.
yes?
I don't know the answer to that, I can go pull them.
I don't ever remember seeing his name, so I think he's been good that way.
If not, I know he did a payment on it. My sister at one point said she did pay the taxes,
Yep,
she
yep.
didn't. And once again, you guys had to deal with her and
Yep.
sorry about that as well.
Jake?
And I get it's not easy to father and you're trying to help out, and I'm fine with making some sort of agreement with you in a time frame, and, you know, obviously you're level-headed, you wanna, you know, make things the way it should be.
George has been very
Right,
cooperative.
and I appreciate you coming here and being, as you've seen tonight's been a little chaotic,
Yeah.
but that's the biggest thing with me is working with us, and we'll help you out, and let's get it where it needs to be, because we don't want, you know, the outcome, potentially what's gonna come. So, I'm fine with figuring out some sort of agreement with you and your father, and if it's a little bit longer time frame, that you guys can save some money and, you know, do that chunk, get it done before the year's over, and then next year let's work on that, I'm fine with that. And
Is it a safe and sanitary place for someone to be living?
I haven't been out in there, I
Cause
just,
that's another issue.
just see him from the
Probably
road.
not. I haven't been inside, but when George is telling that.
One thing to give the time to do that, if there's nobody in it,
Right.
it's a little bit different matter if you've got someone in there.
What's your opinion, George?
It's a place I would not live.
Is he living in the camper right now, George?
No, I got him out of the camper, he's in the camper, cause my sister was in the trailer, he's now moved into the trailer.
Running water.
Yes.
Septic good?
Yeah, he says. I'm not gonna lie, I don't know. Yeah,
Sherry?
there is power, he says it's hooked up to septic and he does have running water.
Okay.
We're gonna foreclose late winter.
Do you have heat in there?
Yes, his wood stove,
Sherry?
and also a propane heater.
I'm okay working with them, I need to know that an elderly person's living in unhealthy conditions. But I also know that that's probably his comfort zone during
What has been
Okay.
there?
Unfortunately, you're right.
Yeah.
mental illness. And
Um,
unfortunately, there's not beds or air or apartments to put these people in.
I've reached out, I used to work with homeless veterans and stuff, and homeless, and
Yeah.
there's just nothing out there.
How far away are you?
I live in Benton.
Okay.
Can I give this to him?
Yes.
So this is your tax bill, just so you're aware.
You said,
He is behind.
Oh, is that 1,200?
That's total, but the 23 taxes will foreclose this coming late winter. You see there's the 300 and change there.
I can make sure that's paid.
okay, so you've never been inside,
I've never been to mobile home, no.
you've been on the property.
Yes.
What if we set up an appointment with Greg? So you and your father and Greg can be there.
I think we ought to get advice from legal counsel where there's already been a court judgment. I don't know what your thoughts are.
Oh, that's right, we already have 8 now.
This is already a judgment.
Well, it's always up to the town to determine how you want to enforce a judgment.
Right.
So, I mean, if you want to try to work with him on that, it's certainly within your right, you know, to do that, and
It's
you're not
actually
giving,
at first.
you're not giving up the judgment, you still have the judgment, but it's up to you, judgments are, you know, within the discretion of the town in terms of how you enforce it, so.
Right.
It's perfectly fine if you wanna have an appointment, or you wanna try to work with him to avoid having to enforce that judgment, that's up to you, doesn't mean, judgment doesn't go away,
Right.
it's still there.
So get an appointment to get on the property and maybe let him go inside. Come back to us and let us know what you see, and then we'll come up with an idea as far as roll-offs. And we can't get into spending $30,000.
No, I would never expect.
No, but it's not that we, so let's do that, and
Just know what we're working with.
exactly. Greg can come back to us and say, okay, this is what I see, this is what, you know, like Jake said, and Sherry, we'll work with you, you know, let's get through this year, but clean and take care of this. And then come next spring, let's work on this, but let him, as long as your dad is okay with it, you know, walk through, and if you want one of us to be there, you know, maybe we can.
No, my dad, yeah, I think he'd be
Oh,
okay.
okay.
But
I don't know, I'm all right.
yeah.
Okay, and then have Greg come back to us. We have your number?
Greg does.
I do.
Okay, and let's do that first. And then we'll try to figure out, after we talk to him, what he would like to see happen this year, these next 6 months.
Okay.
And then we'll get a game plan and go from there.
Just let your dad know we're trying to work with him and, you know,
Yeah.
not trying to be mean.
I get it financially, I mean, George is the one that's probably gonna have to do all of this. And it's gonna be big bucks, no matter how you do it.
It is.
No matter how you do it, because even if he hires an excavator, runs it himself, and gets the dumpster, just that part of it is huge.
How much land is there?
It's 4 point something acres. It's mostly swamp, and then there's,
High rise, yeah.
it's,
Okay.
if the land's not even worth probably the money it's gonna get,
Right,
some,
no, I get it.
so. And I mean, I debated just walking away too, and, but it really is gonna depend on my dad also, like, trying to do this now, Bill, but
Right, won't do so much.
Does he have a caseworker?
he wouldn't,
You wouldn't.
no. He's got that older mentality, and,
Yeah, so let's just do that, and then Greg, report back to us, and we'll try to make a game then with you and move forward with it.
Yeah.
We appreciate you coming and presenting, so.
I appreciate your time.
Any public comment on that? Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I live across the street. Is the culvert where the driveway is that holding up or?
The culvert where it goes, there's like 2 culverts. There's the big one when you first come in, then you go down.
Just, we've been here almost 3 years and it's getting more and more concerning that somebody's gonna end up in the swamp.
Where it overflows,
There.
it's done that since I started
Okay,
living there when
well,
I
I
was
just-
10. It's always been like that. He brought in a little bit of, I think,
Yeah,
gravel.
and it's not even really relevant, but it's,
No, you're right though.
It's
You're 100%
accessible,
correct.
I mean-
You are.
What is your concern? That the culvert's gonna
well,
fail?
the driveway looks like it's about ready to give out.
It's the beavers come
Oh, yeah.
in.
The beavers make a mess.
Yeah.
And there's been a few times that, I mean, I've watched a vehicle drive through right up almost to the top of the tires. And it's like,
Through
is
the
that
driveway
culvert
or through-
given out?
The driveway or the Windsor Road?
The driveway.
The
The
driveway.
driveway itself, yeah.
Yeah, Everybody that's on that little brook that runs the whole length, that has a driveway that crosses that brook
There's,
is-
culverts there.
is
Yeah,
always
well,
an
I mean-
issue
There's the
somewhere
one before that also. they've
along
had.
the line, yeah.
He's an older man and I've heard that he has heart issues.
Yes, he does. He has a defibrillator.
But, you know, he went through quite a bit of time last year with no electricity, from what we could tell.
I'm not
He
aware
had a
of that.
generator running, like, up until.
That's because he was living in the trailer. That's why.
We didn't see any other lights though,
Trailer
like
camp.
anywhere.
The camper. I'm
The
sorry.
camper.
The camper.
Yeah.
Yes, the camper.
Cause I think I mentioned it to Greg that he didn't have any electricity, it was getting cold, it's concerning.
Was this year or
It was last fall,
last fall? My
it was
sister.
after your sister left.
Okay. Just trying to think of the time period.
Just stuff that I see.
I guess the question I'd ask, I mean, once everything is cleaned out of there, where's he gonna live?
Well, that's when I've looked into possibly bringing in another, like an actual livable trailer or something.
Right.
Okay. Any other comments? Alright, so let's do that, and Greg will get back to us, and we'll try to put a game plan together. Try to make something work,
Thank you.
alright? Thank you for coming.
I can leave it up to Pat?
You can,
Yeah.
sure. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to item 1, the dangerous building. So, what happened when you went out?
Well, I don't know ride your car, but we went out and then,
He was going to ride with me pretty much, and then pretty much he got upset because this other gentleman was coming with us. Yes, and he got upset about, I'm done, I just gonna get on my legal counsel.
And I didn't speak to him.
Okay,
Say
no,
what?
yeah.
Greg just came out and
Say
said he
what?
was coming with us, and that's when he got upset about. He was super happy to have Mark and I coming to his residence, have a look at it. And
So, okay,
So I screwed it up.
Yes, he did, sir.
I assume his legal counsel is the person's name on the,
I don't think he has something.
Nah.
You don't think he has a legal counsel?
well, it came from an attorney.
What did?
Was that,
Well, some came
Right
from
there at the
attorney,
top.
I haven't seen it.
I don't know who that is, Brian Winchester.
Oh, I didn't
He's an
find it.
attorney.
I do, he's in
So-
Southern Augusta.
He is an attorney.
yes, so I guess where I'm going with this is, I know Brian, do I have to recuse myself?
No.
There's
Well, how do you know
no-
Okay, I just want to be transparent and,
Is there something about the fact that you know Brian that would affect your judgment in terms of how you're looking at this dangerous building in this
no,
situation?
I just wanted to state the fact that I know Brian. I used to work on his stuff, I've drank beers with him, I know him, so I just wanna make it clear that I don't.
Okay.
Maybe he's listed as the agent for the corporation on the corporation website.
Yeah, maybe. What do you actually have that has his name on it? Can you show it to me, please?
That
Yeah.
was the notice of hearing that was recorded.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's just a registered agent.
Yeah.
He's a registered agent for the ABC Corporation. So
Okay,
that-
all right.
That doesn't even mean he's,
Oh,
that
okay,
he's acting as his legal counsel, he's just a registered agent for the
Okay.
corporate. So Cam served this on, because it's a corporation, he served it on this ABC Corporation, which he did acknowledge is the owner of the property, because they bought it from, Dick County.
went out of business.
Yeah, I believe it's dissolved. now.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Just told me that he's.
So, okay, again, I just wanted to make sure clear.
So we move forward, what's it?
Due to his unwillingness to work with this board, I feel we move ahead with the dangerous building, and then he can seek his counsel and we can move on from there.
Okay, I need a motion.
But is that the right thing to do? I don't know.
Well, the motion, the order as it's written still gives him until August 30th to complete the work that's necessary, so he is still giving, so you can change that if you only got enough time. You can change that to whatever date you want. But set it for August 30th, and it's hard to know. I mean, some of the stuff clearly is acknowledged to still be problems. Some of it may or may not still be a problem. We don't really know because he wouldn't let anyone in.
I mean, you know, that picture that's right there, I mean, he has made a lot of improvements on the outside. I mean, obviously,
Cosmetic.
exactly, no, and I get that.
Has there been a silk fence put up at all?
But everybody else in the neighborhood has a septic system, Mike.
I
He
get that.
doesn't, it's been out there for, it's actually been out there so long, that the Elgin systems are inefficient, because they're not supposed to be outside. So he's gonna have to replace all of them before he's gonna get my name on it. And that's per the state plumbing inspector.
Right, is there a silk fence on that property yet?
Is it what?
Silk fence.
No, he hasn't
Right,
replanted
This
anything
stuff
down
been
there.
running right in Toga Stream for 4 years now.
Yeah.
He's done nothing about any of that.
I will
I'm
tell-
fine with making a motion to move forward with the dangerous building at 10 Joe's Mills Road.
So I have a motion. I need a second. Did you wanna say something?
I was just gonna tell you, he did sign a form stating he was living there because his daughter got registered in the school.
There you
I know why he's not, doesn't want us down there.
go. Alright.
That's why I asked him specifically.
So if he has people living there, we haven't inspected it.
I don't wanna seek legal counsel, but maybe an administrative warrant, maybe it's a good step.
Yeah, we could get that before the next meeting, table till you wanna table until, for one meet, you know, until the next month's meeting.
And we can do that, but I think we all know what we're gonna come up with, and it's just, at this point, it's 30 more days of just playing the game, and I'm done playing the game, I've been 2 years. So that's what my motion is, and leave it at that.
Now you're blaming, you know, everything on everybody else, instead of just making the thing right and have us inspect it, and we put this fire out real quick.
So what do we do if they're living there?
It's another violation.
They don't have an occupancy permit.
They don't even have a septic, Mike.
No, that's right.
You gotta have a septic system. That's state law.
I mean, I'm,
Yeah, lots of water.
Potable water, flushing toilet, place to bathe yourself, working kitchen sink,
Smoke alarms, carbon monoxide detectors,
have heat.
unless he fixes those back stairs.
I think he said they tore it all up, I thought.
Yeah, I don't like
alright, so I'm gonna second his motion. Any public comment? All in favor of moving forward with the dangerous building regime?
Just amend his name to Olin C. Charette.
O and C, please. Don't send it to Weber Pond Road.
I don't know where that came from. That's probably where they found him when they were serving it, I don't know.
Okay,
I don't even know where he began to get the idea about me saying Mark wasn't doing something.
And so, have the clerk attest this order
Yes,
and then, and get it to Cam, okay?
okay.
And then he'll take the necessary, there's specific follow-up steps that are, you have to serve the order on the person, so, and
This dangerous building one, yes.
Well, how do we verify no one's living there? Because if that's a dangerous building, he has children in there,
You can't tell me what.
can't we give, I mean,
Administrative warrant.
well, there's warrant and there's also potentially a process of, you know, going to court and asking for basically an order to vacate the property, right? If it's unsafe and there's somebody living in there, but it would have to be done through a court, it's gonna have to be done through a court proceeding.
Right.
It sounds like he wants to get an attorney involved, but I think he might put my money into like fixing up the property,
Yeah.
because he has to do this stuff, so.
all he needs is to work.
Fighting it doesn't make it, fighting it is just very, very counterproductive.
I mean, this is the,
They're not dealing with a rational human being,
Well-
obviously. Okay,
but if he just let them go.
I wish he would get an attorney to look at it.
yeah,
this is, I mean, I've done this 15 years, this is the longest one we've ever extended, you know, so it's not like we haven't worked with him.
Here, don't go back.
no, I got the file, I went over the file, it came
Oh.
in today, and I remember this deal, it's been going on forever.
Yep.
The other one too, that was here, I remember that.
And
I
Jason
was here
Mills,
last year.
Jason Mills stressed to him to
Jason,
work
yeah,
with us.
exactly,
And
yeah. And that, anytime anyone that's ever come to these meetings and have sat in one of these situations, know that we bend over backwards and work with
It's not fun for
people.
anybody on both sides, but it's like, just put your time in and work and
Mhm.
move forward.
I mean, there's a lot that we have spoken with that doesn't even get to your table, that they come in and an agreement with Christine and I, and that's the end of it. They do what they're supposed to do. But this guy doesn't.
Okay,
All right, we've done the order, we'll take it, Cam will deal with it from here.
okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Here, I'll leave, I'll keep it back here.
Oh, yeah.
You go to this here?
Thanks, Sue, I'll go ask her.
Maybe I'll see it next year.
Okay, see you.
Item 3, new business, discuss, consider, and possibly award the winter road maintenance bid.
As you will recall, at the last meeting, we had bids for a 3-year contract. This board decided to send it out for a 2-year. We did receive 2 proposals, one from Dylan Lavoy with year 1, $285,000, year 2, $285,000. If I recall, he had bid the first time somewhere in the vicinity of 180, so he went up about 100.
190, 192.
Okay. Yeah, so he went up about 100,000. And then we'll let Family Construction with year 1 at 235 and year 2 at 248. Dylan's package was not complete. He didn't give me the insurance, same as last time, so technically that should be disqualified, the bid package, because it does say you have to include the insurance.
Comments?
Well, he worked for Burgess, correct?
Dylan did, yes.
So, I mean, there wasn't one route that was spectacular in our town, so why would we think that he would do a better job on his own? I mean, it goes down to his work ethic, so I don't think that that would be a best choice. Timmy lives in town, has done a lot of things for us. His bid's not crazy. So my vote is Timmy.
I think no matter who we would have picked, you're gonna get the same complaints. This is just a
Hard town.
every time I've talked to any in my, whether it be Frank Monroe's crew, Steve McGee's crew, Spice's crew, Gordon Libby's crew, or this crew, it's always the same complaints from everybody. People just aren't happy with seeing 2 inches on the ground, and why isn't the contractor out there? You know, we all grew up, well, I won't say all of us, but, yeah, it's not what I meant. I mean, we all went to school back in our day, 8, 10 inches of foot of snow, we loved it. We all, you know, I drove every day to Coney with a 2-wheel drive, rear-wheel drive car, and it was just another day. And it just seems like some of the complaints are absolutely warranted. It's very frustrating to be on this end. You know, you gotta call a guy, no matter who it was. All the contractors that I've ever dealt with, it's the same problems, it's the same everything. One guy may do a little bit better for 2 or 3 storms, but there's always the same problems. And unless you do it yourself as a town, and you can control when those flakes are starting to fly, you get those guys out there and get them ready. You're always gonna have this problem. Always gonna be this. If Timmy's gonna get this bid, we already have a motion. He lives right on the end of the Windsor Road. I like the idea that when his trucks take off in the morning, their blades are down and they're heading to the sand and salt shed, and they're already plowing before. So I have high hopes with this contractor if this is the way we're gonna go. That is my comment.
Yes, Dylan did work for the last contractor, but as we all know, the entire time he was under-trucked, underpowered, had junk, lived 2.5 hours away in a snowstorm, not 3 hours away in a snowstorm. And I've talked to Dylan personally, and he's told me, on how many times I call him and say, we need to get this stuff fixed, it's gonna snow in 2 days, and it doesn't get fixed, we need to have this truck, and it doesn't get fixed. So when you're not the boss and you're just responding to his answers and you're busting your ass, and that's all you can work with. And I feel that $190,000 at 3 years was a good deal, because now it's gonna cost us $130,000 more in 2 years, well, 3 years if you price it out that way. So it's kind of a not great move for the town personally, but the price difference now is obviously a no-brainer. We're going with Willet is the only answer we have at this point. It's unfortunate to the town because it's gonna cost us a lot more money in the long run, but that's what we decided to do, so.
Any public comment? Yes, sir.
I drove with Timmy for 3 or 4 years, found the marketplace at the Home Depot. The man does phenomenal work. Takes pride on plowing the roads, and we didn't leave that marketplace until it was spotless, until after the storm was over, and the roads were bare when we were done. One thing I say about Timmy, he takes good pride on his jobs.
Well, we hope so, and it would be really nice if
I get 300 phone calls.
we don't get, exactly.
Well, we know you're gonna get the same phone calls from the same people.
Potentially, but I mean, if it's not rocket science, you go
No,
out, do
it's
your
not.
job and you go home, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's just, you plow when the sun's snowing, you don't just go home, clean the roads up and
Right.
scrape them down, and you go home, you don't leave intersections not plowed, you don't skip roads for 8-10 hours, you don't, it's just, it's not rocket science, just do your job and you go home.
Well, and I think that we have a relationship with Timmy.
Absolutely.
You know,
I know.
nothing against Mike Burgess's company, but he was, I forget how many thousands off, but he was 60, 70,000 lower than the next bid, which I think was Gordon Liddy at 280-ish.
Right.
So, I mean, what do? You know, you go with the higher bid and you're gonna get people, the residents to holler at us, complain at us, bitch at us because we went with a higher, so you take the lower one.
And they're still gonna bitch.
And so this is the part of the year that I absolutely hate, is the wintertime, because you're, like Jake said, you're gonna get 300 phone calls, or an email, or,
It doesn't matter who you are.
and boy, it's frustrating. So anyway, I'll second your motion. Any other public comment? All in favor? So you're gonna be our point man. Just so you know,
I gave that career
so
up.
Timmy will have your phone number. Discuss tax foreclosed properties.
Come before this board this evening to review the 5 properties and decide if you are going to end up selling these. Excuse me, in your package, you do have the steps that are required. There are 5 of them: the estate of Dorothy Ferguson, 686 Togus Road; Wanda Lewis Estate, 13 Truman Road; John Hibbard, 13 South Dondero Road; Robert Lewis, 278 Togus Road; and Rebecca E. St. Pierre at 629 Togus Road. Wanda Lewis Estate and Rebecca St. Pierre actually foreclosed in '23. And Ferguson, Hibbert, and Lewis foreclosed in April of this year. So the step would be for you to state that you are okay with sending them letters. We'll send them a 90-day notice of intent to sell them. And then at that point, they have a choice to either agree to have a broker sell it, or if they don't agree within 90 days to have a broker sell it, we can choose another option to dispose of the property.
5 people, 5 residents. Has any one of these reached out to you?
Last year, the Wanda Lewis Estate, the gentlemen that are living there, there's 2 men, and then Rebecca St. Pierre, they came in. As I said, we had foreclosed already. I agreed to only take everything except for the last installment of last year because they struggled to get that. And they both agreed to me to come back last summer and complete it by the end of the summer, because I told them I was gonna start this process, and they haven't paid a dime since. They didn't work with me again. So, those are the only 2 I had spoken to.
All of these places, people are living there right now, is that correct?
I don't know of the estate of Dorothy Ferguson. I believe the young men are living on Truman. Hibbert had come in and spoke to Greg about selling some of the property for family lots. We haven't heard from him since. And Robert Lewis and Rebecca St. Pierre are living there, yes.
13 South
That's the
Frontier
first
Road.
place.
I'm just gonna say
They
that.
just bought that a couple years ago, right?
He
And
hasn't
that,
paid anything.
what's the,
Nothing?
who used to live there for years? The old,
No.
Grimes.
used to be Grimes, Stanley Grimes.
Nope, he
Why
bought
are they-
it in, I can tell you when he bought it.
3 years ago.
They're in the corner with a rocket.
Yeah, he bought it and has not paid a dime.
Yeah, people living there, how did they buy it?
It was billed in 22 to Teddy Baldwin, Judith, oh, Baldwin probably is a typo. Judith and Teddy Baldwin, and then in 23 he purchased it.
Right.
So it's about $5,500 in taxes due on that property.
Well,
I can actually tell you the amount.
But he does, but he lives in the house behind that, right?
I don't know.
There's 2 houses there. It was Grimes, and then it was his daughter, she worked at the animal doctor there in the town.
Dorothy Ferguson owes $2,300.
hold on. 23, okay?
Wanda Lewis is $1,740. John Hibbert is $5,550.
Maybe he's selling a lot there right now, though, right?
Robert Lewis is $4,015. And Rebecca St. Pierre is $4,100.
Okay, so the town owns these properties right now,
Correct.
done deal. So I guess what I would suggest is somehow with some type of certified letter or whatever, can we have the KSO work with us and physically knock on each one of these doors to hand these people a letter or something stating, we own your property, this is what you owe us, we need to talk to you.
They all received the notice.
Everybody knows.
They received the tax notice saying if you do not pay this, your property will be foreclosed.
So they were certified, they signed it, and it came back.
It was either sent certified and either signed for or sent regular mail, and they don't have to sign for it, so they get it. We'll have to show that we perfected those liens. The thing is, state law says you don't even have to send a tax bill. The state assumes that you know you owe property taxes if you own a property. It's a courtesy to send those bills every single year. So, but you've got to decide, are you going to get to this point of selling them? Which, I mean, once they get served this letter, they can come in and pay it off. We can charge them extra now because of all of our administration fees, but, I mean, to me, I would just take what was due.
Right.
We don't wanna own properties.
No, we don't.
But if they don't come in after they're served a letter to sell, it's our free game to hire a realtor and sell it. They'll get the money back from the difference of what's owed.
Yeah, but how do you remove them?
That's up to the person that purchases the property.
Oh, boy. I don't really know if. All right, so this is what I'm gonna
They have
suggest.
attorneys for, I guess.
I'm done hauling fish Monday. I will physically go knock on each one of these doors with some paperwork and try to talk to each one of them and tell them the extent of the situation before I vote on or try to sell their property out from under them. I mean, this is how people get shot, you know, honestly, in today's society,
This is what you wanna do? Like,
I'll
take a
do
chance?
that as, absolutely.
Only if you take KSO,
Pardon?
only if you take the sheriff with you. The deputies.
You know, I don't, they may not, you know, I can't,
13 Trimmer Drive has deputies there all the time because of dispatch, disputes.
Domestic.
I do not want you going there by yourself.
well, we'll cross that one off. But
Yeah, he's not straight
I,
like that.
you know, I knocked on a lady's door in Ruby Acres 12, 13 years ago. We had, same situation, we had taken control of her house, nice house, and she wouldn't come to the door. And it took me 3 or 4 times, I went over at nights, on weekends, and finally she opened the door. And, told her who I was and tried to explain to her, I'm sorry ma'am, but we own your house. You haven't been answering your phone, you haven't been, you're certified. And we got her to come in and she took care of her taxes and for a couple of years, and then I think it on back and forth, but I feel comfortable doing it. I think people need to know the ramifications of what is and gonna happen. But I think if we don't try, and we go the route of selling it, and then all of a sudden these people come knocking, hey, I just bought your place, you need to move out of my house. I think that's a real volatile situation and someone's gonna get shot.
No, I agree.
And I don't think we want that. So if you two are happy with that, I would like to do that, at least try. That way we can say we tried.
Nope, I'm fine with that, but
Well, good luck.
Hopefully we'll see you next
Do I have
week.
insurance through the town?
but you can't leave 13 out, so you're gonna have to take one of the deputies on their special detail just to go.
If that's, I'll talk to Steffi, and if he wants to
Okay.
do that, then we'll do that.
Best time is dark 30 at night, it's the only time they're around.
I'm sorry,
Best time is at night.
Yeah, there's go.
So there's a light, there's a
Okay.
candle burning in the window and they're there.
so, this is almost done.
They have no power.
I don't have the amounts, cause it
No,
changes
he-
daily, but they
nothing.
can come see me.
Okay, well, I'll get with you anyway on the day that we go out with
Yeah.
Steffi, and, so, all right.
Okay.
Any public comment? Okay. Certify the return of results from June 10th election.
This is just a technicality, you just have to certify the results, we have it in minutes. You do have a copy of the votes that were cast. And it's only for our election, not the school board. Technicality, motion second and approved.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, any public comment? All in favor?
Thank you.
Thank you. Pardon? Yeah, no, this is it. This is on record
I
too.
think we've heard this before.
Item 6, discuss, consider, and possibly adopt, fiscal year 2026 select board meeting schedule. We have gone from like Tuesday, Wednesday to Thursday and back and forth. Do we still wanna stay to Wednesday? Do we have any, Sunday morning at 8?
No.
Who gets up that early on Sunday morning?
6:30, play golf, come on. Do we, I'm trying to think, I mean, they cancel more, no, they don't, so, all right. So we're gonna keep the same Wednesday, 6 o'clock.
Your schedule's more complicated.
Well, and I was gonna say that they cancel more loads at the end of the week, but they also cancel loads Monday and Tuesday, so there's no sense in changing it.
When do we wanna, I don't know, when we discuss the potential move of the town meeting like Saturday.
We'll do that probably when we're doing the budget. Before you sign the next warrant, cause that's.
Actually,
gonna be on-
what we can do is the next flyer that we send out, we'll put it on there, hey, what are your thoughts?
I'm just thinking like a Saturday at noon time and having some sort of cookout before it, something simple just to draw a crowd. It's worth a shot trying it. I know West Garnet does it and they have 800 people show up, so. I don't know, I think people on a Saturday might say, hey, let's go over there, hot dog cooking, and see what's going on in town, rather than a Thursday night after work, racing over here and there's 500 cars in the parking lot, you can't even get in without walking half a mile, so it's like, I think it's worth weighing it out and seeing what people in town think.
Wasn't we gonna put that on something before?
They
So-
wanted a
So let's
postcard
talk
sent out.
about how to write it up and see if we can't get,
Some response.
a response.
Nobody will
people.
return it.
Give them an email address and maybe say, hey, shoot us an email, tell us what your thoughts are.
Right.
I mean, that's,
I think it's worth trying it, I don't know, for 30 people to go, it's worth 30 hot dogs to me.
we had 89 people go vote
I don't know.
out of how many registered voters?
2,300?
That's just, you know, and it's ridiculous. They crucify you on social media, but yet they don't come and try to make a difference.
Oh, keep that where it is.
So,
I'm
Yeah,
fine with
yeah.
Wednesday at 6, so I'm fine with that too.
okay, all right. You don't need a motion for that?
Just agree to this schedule for now,
Yeah.
obviously we can adjust
Oh,
it.
okay,
But
yep.
this
yep.
gives you a plan for the next year.
Okay, any public comment on that?
Molly, you good with that?
Hey, she's our constant.
That's
Leave her
right.
alone. Okay. New business. Item 7, closure on June 27th, 2025 at 2 p.m.
This would be for fiscal year end. So all the reports can be done and run, and we can close up the computers to start July 1st, is it, on Tuesday?
I'm fine with that. I mean, I think we've done it the past couple of years.
And while I have you on this, could I also ask this board's approval to possibly close at 1 o'clock on July 3rd? Currently, we only have 2 people scheduled for that day because others have planned vacation prior to somebody leaving. The staff is okay with using vacation time for the rest of the afternoon, but they'd be open from 8:30 to 1 for last minute ATVs or fishings or camping.
Is there any chance that maybe you could, so who's gonna be here?
That would be Sophia and Doc.
Is there a chance maybe having Laurie come in for,
Lori's not going to come.
no, okay. You said that rather affirmatively.
I know she will not.
Okay. I'm fine with it, I guess.
You not really working it?
I answered the phone a couple times.
Where's your eyes?
Are we all in favor of that? Yeah. You don't need a motion?
No, thank you.
Okay, item 8, fiscal year 2025 carryover of $595,255.73 for summer roads. And that is all allocated for jobs, and you said that is because of,
We haven't got the work done from this fiscal year yet, because obviously it started in July last year. I'm working through getting the roads and then sending out to bid, and now we're ready. You did this for me last year also. It just doesn't let it lapse back to fund balance where we don't have
no,
anything
no,
to
yeah,
spend.
no, you gotta have it.
So
Okay. You need a motion for
I
that?
do need a motion for that.
So I'll make a motion to carry over from fiscal year 2025, the summer roads line item of $595,255.73 to carry over into fiscal year 2026 summer roads line. Motion is second. Any public comment? All in favor?
Thank you.
And item 9, I didn't write all the 4 people down, so you can redo it.
John,
Talk about it.
John Bennett III, Rachel Gorno, Sean Spillane, Catherine Temple, they've all agreed to serve. It will be for a 1-year term.
Serve on what?
Planning board.
Planning board. That's my motion.
I'll send it.
Motion is second. Any public comment? Henry, you don't wanna be there?
Good.
Okay.
Very busy.
All in favor? Yep, good.
Thank you.
Okay. Legal is none. Town manager report is in there. Anything special?
We did conduct one interview for the new town clerk last week. We have another one scheduled for next week that I just set up today. We did have 3 inmates from the jail worked here last week, cleaning up roads. They'll be here again,
They picked up?
correct. And they're gonna be here again Monday and Tuesday, now that I'm thinking about it, 23rd and 24th. Okay, yes, they picked up trash and I had Ernie go and pick up all the trash,
I went down the
training room.
Cheney Road and there's no new,
Empties?
bottles that I've been looking at. So far that person hasn't deposited any.
You heard of that much, right?
I did hear this afternoon that our new fire truck is in Brunswick with an expected delivery of July 1.
And are you getting them the logos?
Yes, this also.
Nice. Cool, okay, sorry, keep going,
That's all I got.
okay. Sean, if you didn't understand that, Sean asked for the logos, well, you probably knew that anyway.
I actually had it and then he wanted a different format of it, so he asked.
Is it a big sticker like that?
No, it's gonna be like painted on,
Oh,
like sealed on or whatever. He called Scott Tilton and Scott told him it was at Albertsons, which we probably would have known, but I was working on it and
Scott answered his phone.
he did.
Okay.
So we're
Said he
set.
messaged you.
Yeah. Okay, town office report, I'm sure that's in there.
Yes.
Code enforcement, he's gone. Animal control, did she go pick the deer up?
She did not, so,
I didn't know I messaged him, you were working on that.
so the deer was hit. The homeowner covered it up with a tarp, like on a Friday. Of course, it baked for 3 days. They called here on Tuesday and one of the new staff members didn't realize, they just said call DOT to pick it up because they've heard us say that before. And I'm not even sure that it was even asked where it was. However, they called DOT, DOT got back to them 2 days later and said, oh no, that's a town road. You need to call the town. So they called back, so by this time the deer had been under the tarp for a week.
Fermenting.
So I called Ernie went
Think the
over,
strap's still good?
and Ernie said, I can't. He said it's a 160-pound deer and it's loaded with maggots. I can't touch it, it's gonna fall apart. So the gentleman came on yesterday morning, screamed at us through the door, refused to come in, telling us we dropped the ball. I had spoken to
Where was this?
683 Hollow Road. I spoke to Gretchen said, it's not my job.
I'm sorry, but it is.
Technically by law, she's for domestic animals only, not wild.
Well, it was domestic before it got hit.
So, I think it was you or Greg, somebody said go cover it in lime.
That would be,
So Ernie went and got lime and covered it up and threw the tarp back on the guy's lawn, and I haven't heard anything since yesterday. However, got a phone call this morning that there was a fawn hit by Stonegate Crossing. So I sent Ernie out, hoping that maybe that was fresh, and Ernie said it had been there for a little bit because something had ate the hind quarters already, and it was only like 25 pounds, so he was gonna cover that with lime too.
I would say next time call the game warden.
Well, the problem was
Then
nobody
they'll
wanted
call-
to touch it at this point because it was maggot filled and rank.
Well, that's what a backhoe's for,
Or
and
an excavator and throw it back and truck.
absolutely, yep.
and that would cost town even more money.
It's my opinion that it is the ACO's issue. I mean, it's an animal, she's the animal control officer.
Jake, you're taking control, isn't you?
The pay wasn't all it cracked up to be.
Oh, I know.
Promising big numbers and they weren't even close.
You got overpaid, you overpaid. Okay, that's just my opinion, and that's as far as I'm gonna go with it. Any other comments on that, the dead deer? Okay. Fire chief report, nothing.
Not in here.
Why?
RSU, negative. Boards and committees. Okay.
Tomorrow is the age-friendly luncheon here. Pulled pork, and all the sides. The 175th is moving right along. If you get an opportunity and you wanna add anything to what we mapped out,
Okay,
it's
yep,
right here.
yep.
Farmer Church is going to do the slow traffic fundraiser on the road that the fire department said no to. And they're gonna raise money for the school food pantry. And there's 10 volunteers that are willing to do that,
Love
so,
that. Plenty of money to be had.
what's that?
Plenty of
Everybody
money to
does
be
it.
had. We're trying to do it.
So, that's it, and the next, the 175th meeting is July 8th at 6. If anyone can attend.
I'll be there. on
We only
July
have-
8th, I'm
We
on
only
leave.
have 2 more meetings before the event.
Don't look at me like that.
I do have a paper I will give you guys of where we're at.
Okay, you guys can.
You
Sorry,
picking me
I
up?
interrupted you.
No,
Yeah,
I
sorry.
said, I do have a working.
And they signed you up for lots because you weren't there last night.
I didn't go either, I was wrestling too.
You're the first one in the dunk tank.
That's fine, I'll be driving.
But we did call Markham tent and we've got the tent, 40 by 60.
Oh, nice. They also do, as far as I know, because my daughters used them, the PTA's used them, chairs and tables.
And that is one of the things we need to find out if we're gonna purchase a floor to put them on under the tent. Because if you use regular chairs and tables, they're gonna sink down in the dirt or the grass.
Let's buy 2,000 tennis balls and
Or-
set them.
Since we've had sponsors,
Right.
Put them all on.
since businesses have been sponsoring, we could use that money and purchase picnic tables. Then you could even have a raffle. People sign up, and at the end of the day, if we purchase 10, 12 tables or whatever, 10 or 12 people can go home with a picnic table. And then we don't have to worry about storing them.
That's a brilliant idea.
It is.
And then they can't say you haven't given them anything.
Thanks for
They
knowing.
got them anyway. Chicken wasn't cooked good enough.
Well, now we've seen more than 12 people that come to this thing, right? They're stuck with 12 picnic tables.
No, you'll hear it on social media.
Yeah.
There's our tax dollars.
But if you get the wooden ones, I think we found some for $139. If the wooden ones. So if we don't have to worry about storing, there was 200 something to do the fold flat
Right.
plastic one,
I
plastic
mean, I
metal
think
ones.
I don't think it's a bad idea to have a few picnic tables that the town owns. But if we were gonna do that, it should be the metal version with plastic.
Mm-hmm.
But there again, you've gotta store them somewhere, which I can only assume would be the salt shed. And I don't know
The ones
what
that
they would look like.
Age Friendly purchased for Butternut Park, they go out back the building, we just lean them against the building.
And we could do that in Taco.
Henry's garage.
No.
I got
So-
a drain.
Then I'd have to listen to it.
I mean, if you're gonna have a raffle, are they gonna be paying for a raffle,
That's
or
all
you
up.
just,
That's up to you. They're just options, it's just something.
have you
else
been to
know.
Jerry to ask him for a deal on 10 picnic tables or whatever?
They get
No.
signs.
I'll go see him. I mean, there's no
When I was
reason why
looking,
people
when
wouldn't.
we were looking for that,
No, I do.
when we were
I
looking
get
for
paid
that for
mileage,
Butternut,
right?
the cheapest we were getting was $250 a picnic table.
I thought you just said 139.
That's what we found at Lowe's. Or 204 for the metal and
How are we
folding
gonna go
ones.
get them?
Yo, a little bit.
You have a tractor trailer with all
Oh,
this.
one trip.
You have a flag, don't you?
That's broke.
No way.
Though I will say, the ones for 204, that was the plastic and metal, that was on Amazon and they ship them to you for free.
China loves that.
Why don't we just rent them?
Just, they can't rent a picnic table,
No,
cause they
no,
don't.
no, I mean, just rent tables and chairs.
Okay, the fire
Right.
department doesn't have any we
Right.
can borrow?
They got a
We
park.
got a
we-
bunch of chairs, but then not a whole lot of tables.
Where do they all go?
Actually, where did they go? Yeah, we used to always use them,
We got probably 6 or 7 of them.
and they're all upstairs.
No, we'll keep them all back in the shed now.
Thanks, Tony.
I mean, I would look at that route. If there's a downstairs.
With a floor, a wooden floor?
Yeah, cause they got shower people like this here, they'll freaking sink right in the front there.
Well, in August though, and then it's like concrete out there, the ground.
I would agree with that, unless we have torrential rain leading up to it. I mean,
I don't
the
see.
ground out there is pretty hard.
We got a bunch of those padded chairs we got two up there now, upstairs, lots of them.
I don't think that those things out in August. Not in Chelsea Clay.
You come over tomorrow, take one out, go put it in the field and see how much.
Absolutely, yeah.
After all that rain today, time. Yeah.
And, we're down to the crunch time now that these decisions need to be made, yes.
I'm fine with taking the chairs and the tables in the fire department and what we have here and making it work. I mean, I don't see us having 5,000 people there, but
You better check with the chief first.
if we come to a meeting, maybe.
I don't know, did the town tax dollars pay for them?
Yeah. I would say we should count on that. We would let them know that we're gonna come grab them. But
Cause if we need
reach
to
out
rent any, we're
Markham.
gonna have to do it right off.
I have to reach out to Markham and see what they would charge us for,
Certain amount of tables. or-
exactly, you know, try to figure out.
How many tables you guys thinking? 12?
Yeah, I was
See,
thinking-
8, that would only be what, 96 people? 90?
I know we got 2 or 3 of these wood ones over there, and we got 3 8-footers and a couple 6-footers.
And the tables in here with chairs,
All spoken
was-
for.
well, they're for in here for people who wanna come in air conditioning to eat or whatever, and instead of being outside.
So reach out to them and see what they charge for per table. I think one table, it comes with like 6 chairs or 8 chairs or something.
Well, the chairs are separate,
Oh, well,
it's a fee for,
Right.
let's see what they give us for,
Number.
you know, and they come drop them off and they come pick them up. I mean, that's,
Or something.
that is.
I
worth
did find
something.
out with the rental of the tent, they'll set it up on Friday. And they'll generally take it down the day after the event, but if it's a rain date, they're not gonna charge us any extra to leave it up an additional day.
That's nice.
Okay.
I'm done.
Right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Except for the inmates did do a good job.
I do
They
remember.
cleaned up a lot.
I'm sorry, say that again?
The inmates cleaned up a lot.
They were very, very appreciative. I fed them breakfast and lunch, and they were so tickled pink.
Way to go.
Oh, nothing.
You got a jacket.
Wait, the
Quit
fight you get the jacket.
complaining.
Have you seen me wear it yet?
And free candy.
Don't be pointing at me.
Good for now.
Street sweeping. Social media is blowing up on us.
No, there are 2 people speaking on social media regarding that, and.
Are they just doing,
Select board member Susie went out and looked at it today. And it's not that bad.
are they doing intersections or complete roads?
It's supposed to be.
Davenport's done, Hankerson's done, 'cause the Davenport had, and Cheney Road, a big washout. They
Sure, yeah,
They
yeah.
cleaned all that up, which they shouldn't have had to, but they did. And then I've seen them at other places as well.
Okay.
The Sawyer Way down there is, the hot top's all cracked up, they got it 95% pretty good from what it was, so. With the next rainstorm, it's all gonna be gone, so. it looks fine to me.
Okay.
The dirt road part of it, from the grading isn't great, cause they did double things. They left the dirt on the side too high, so the water can't get off the road, now it's washed the road out, like all the dirt roads in town. And they graded it, they left dirt went around everywhere, so that was some of the problem that was over there.
But you have it on my list to talk to.
If you travel any dirt road, just look at it, all the shoulders are this high, the water can't get out anywhere, when it does, the south Don Deere, where the new culvert we put in, it's all washed out, culvert's all full of dirt, because the water can't get off the road until it exited there, and that road is all ground out.
That's such a problem with that. Roadside mowing,
I haven't scheduled that yet, I'll make a note for that.
yeah, some of the bushes, some of the,
Hanson Road, Road,
yes, it's,
we need to put money somehow into that account to get some trees cut, cause
I think, when I came to town meeting, I came this way, and when you're at the end of the Hankerson Road on 226, there's bushes north. And I know that, I don't know if that would be a state issue, cause it's in there right away,
they cut it a couple of years ago, I explained to them.
You know,
they cut it like that.
if they don't wanna do it, freaking have Ernie go in there for an hour, and
Cut,
it's a safety thing,
looking towards,
south.
yes,
Um,
last
that
year.
should-
Hanson Road is right to the road. It's
Yeah,
just-
yeah,
it's
there's a lot
dangerous.
there, yeah.
I don't know.
If you had two vehicles,
Yep.
you know, bigger vehicles, let's say, that are legal on our road, you're banging your,
My car's always a tax on the road.
so,
Yeah, I'll take care of it.
that's all I have.
It'd be nice if that telephone pole on the Hankerson that's really leaning over
You
the
know,
road,
we've
and then
been
the double
complaining about
one that
that.
makes it so you can't see to pull out.
3 times.
Another thing to think about these roads is on the shoulders rather than just cutting the limb that they've been doing, it doesn't do anything, is a mulch head and just taking it right, with an excavator, right to the ground, get rid of the stump and everything. Back 10 feet, and then we ain't gonna mess with it for fucking 15 years, but this after only going down simpers and, you know, leaving a foot of stump is not the answer. It's a waste of money, so if you, I think it should be a mulch head, take her down to dirt, or down to the,
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
They can straight, we trade up there into the ditch and we can clean that whole ditch line
down
right
to
up.
You know, that's something maybe,
I think Nate Hall has one of those on his excavator.
a lot of people do.
It's like the little teeth thing, whatever.
Yeah, I'm worried about my new tractor that's gonna be coming.
You can have it.
I'll make a motion to
You can have
adjourn.
it on there.
A second.
Motion in a
The tractor
second.
that's gonna be being
No
delivered.
public comment.
Yeah,
no
the branches
all in
are so
favor.
low on my road, I'm worried about it smashing the pad.
Full of